So welcome. I've made a little Python code here that shows a ticking clock, and when you play it here, it shows you the current time and it starts ticking continuously. It never stops. And I'll be showing you how I did it. So let me start commenting on the code. Okay, we're gonna use an inbuilt function that allows this program to determine the current, date, and time. And we need a timer that allows you we need a timer that allows you to read this time every second. So, and it also allows the program to refresh the screen every after a second. Okay, so that's why you see it ticking, because every second it refreshes the screen. Here's what the code means. This part of code allows the program to determine current time. Okay, that's one thing. Timer functionality. Okay, and lastly, clearing or deleting all text on screen. That's what it does. Then now line 4, we assign a value of 1, okay, to variable x. All right, so the value of 1 is to variable x, and we'll know why that's the case. I wonder why it won't let. Okay, then now we say, okay, as long as the value of x is greater than a 0, okay, as long as the value of x is greater than 0, which is true. X is 1, which means x is always going to be greater than 0, and that's why there is a loop here, because this loop is never going to end, okay, because the condition here will never be set to false. It's always going to be true, which is why the code that follows after here, the one that's indented under the while loop on line 6, is always going to be running. Okay, now I don't recommend you to run an indefinite loop on your computer, because otherwise it's gonna crash your computer, and then you're gonna have to restart. But I recommend you to use a code like this on a virtual machine, or on a platform online or something like that. But you can still run it for fun anyway. So variable now is set to contain, because remember, variables are like empty containers. Okay, whatever you put in it, like a bottle, a water bottle, if you put water in it, it's a water bottle. If you put medicine, it's a medicine bottle. If you put whatever you put it in, that's what it turns into. So that's what a variable is. Okay, it's holding content. So this variable, that is the variable now, okay, is set to contain the current date, okay, actually the current time. So reason why I call it current time and not current date, because I know it says date time, but this here, it allows you to either type the date, the current date in date format, or the time. So basically you can either choose whether you want to display a date or time, current time. Okay, and we say datetime.now, datetime.now. Okay. So now we're gonna display on screen, of course, yeah, time in the format. That's how you write it. Okay, string format time. Okay, you want to format the time as a string, and you want it to appear as hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay, in the format hours, minutes, and seconds. So that's what is going to be displayed during the time when x is greater than 0. Wait for 1 second. Wait for a second. Okay, time.sleep. Wait for a second. And then what happens? okay, need to click on it. Okay, clear all content on screen. But then after doing that, remember, everything indented under the while loop has to happen before the program goes back to this number 6, the line 6 at the while loop, to check if this condition has been met. Now, had I typed something like x then is equal to x is equal, or I would say minus equals 1, then the loop stops, because then x is no longer 1, it's a 0. It's equal to 0. Okay, no, loop doesn't stop straight away. It still runs because x is equal to 0. It's not greater than 0. It runs one more time, and then if you say x minus equals 1, then x becomes minus 1, and then the loop stops. Then the clock is gonna stop. Okay, now let me try and show you this. 2, that's it, terminated. Oh, hang on, it's actually a small x. Yeah, that's why I didn't recognize it. Now let's try again. You see, it does 1, 2, screen is clear, x is now greater than 0, nothing else happens. Okay, the clock stops. And what's interesting is that if you say x plus equals 1, that's it, clock is gonna carry on. But the value of x keeps increasing. You could reach a billion, a trillion. All right, yeah. Anyway, so that's the code for the time, one that shows a ticking clock, a digital clock, of course, in the digital times. And that's the comments. Yeah, the comments for each line of code. Oh, let me just make it smaller. Okay, so that's how it is. That's the code for displaying time, the current time. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my little tutorial, and I hope you learned something from it. So please don't forget to subscribe, keep watching my videos, put the notification on, click that bell, and share the video. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you.